Come join me as we revisit LEGO's first ever pirate ship. Hello and welcome back to the channel, and as I mentioned in the introduction, we're going to be checking out LEGO's first ever pirate ship, this absolute icon. It's known as the Dark Shark in the UK, but if you're in America you'll know it as the Black Seas Barracuda. It was released in 1989, it's got 843 pieces, 8 minifigures, and there's a few other interesting facts about this I'll point out as we go along. But as with most of these videos, what we'll do is we'll have a look at this gigantic box, a quick skim through the manual, then we'll go and have a look at all the close-up features, and then I'll do the reverse speed build. And here it is. Look at the size of this thing. It's absolutely huge. And a little story for you. This was, and probably still is, the greatest ever birthday present I ever got. I didn't really get much growing up, and when I got this thing, I didn't know what it was going to be. It was all wrapped up. It was incredible. And then my mum also made, this is like back in the 80s, a birthday cake, and it was a pirate ship, and the sails were made out of rice paper, and they basically caught fire from the candles, and the cake kind of all burnt. Funny on here, for those in the UK, Toys R Us a whole £2 off your next Lego set. But on here you've got, like straight away it's giving you a sense of what the scale is of the model's going to be like, and that's probably what Lego were going to go for. So you've just got this giant picture, all the minifigures, the boat down there, someone walking the plank. It shows you everything you need to know. And then on the back we've got some alternative builds, and interestingly the majority of them don't have the flags on, bar the one down here, and it has them kind of wrapped up. Inside the lid, again, we've just got more close-up details and someone like playing with the set. And down in the bottom, it's like the Eldorado Fort I did in the last video. You've got that like treasure type effect. And interestingly, on these boxes, rather than an M flap, you can actually lift off the top to get to all of your parts. So that is the gigantic box. Time to have a quick look at the manual. So here it is, here's the manual. Again, just that picture on the front and the alternative builds on the back. As with most Lego manuals, we're just starting off with the minifigs, the smaller items like the boat, and then all the way through. Now apparently on stage 6, yeah, this one doesn't have it. So apparently there's a misstep here, and later versions had an additional page, because you don't just need one of these, you actually need a second one to build it. So the original release of the instructions had an error in there. It goes all the way through. We're looking at 28 like steps. You actually had to cut the sails apart as well. So when they came, they weren't separate, they were just joined together, and you had to use a pair of scissors, cut them into their separate pieces, add on your treasure, put the monkey on, build everything, and you're good to go. So let's take a look at the ship, shall we? And so here it is in all its glory. I've got a tape measure here. We're looking at around 60 centimeters long and about just under 50 centimeters tall. So that gives you an idea of just how big it is, if this wasn't already giving you that idea. This thing is absolutely incredible. As I just rotate this round, just have a look at the detail, the size, the scale, and we're going to have a look at some of the, like, just the finer detail just in a moment. So as I mentioned, you get about 800 pieces and the 8 minifigs, as well as the large ship. You also get this smaller one as well, with the oars, so you can go to an island or whatever you want. But let's have a look from the front backwards. We've got the mascot sitting here at the front. I remember when you build these, it's still just quite tricky to get the sails right with threading everything, but you basically have this solid mast here. This piece of string runs all the way up through this kind of the top bit, and then down to this section here where you kind of attach it on, and that keeps all of these little arms and bits in place, so you can kind of shape the sails and make sure that's tight. These then just have little holes in the sails, and they pop onto the fronts and really nicely go on these bits of the mast. They're designed really well. We've got this little section here, or a little arm, that's for our treasure. It's just secured down here, so you can actually like raise and lower it, and there's a monkey hanging from the top. I love the fact that we've got the two different sizes, the large pirate's flag and the small one up there, and also the large one at the back. Now What else can we see? So from the side you can see the flaps that are for all of our cannons. So if you look inside there, we actually have 4 cannons that stick out, and there's a little area in the middle for lots of the black cylinders that act as the cannonballs. Now you can actually bring these back in and close down just like you would, you know, for maritime warfare. You know, okay, we're going to go to war, and you can push your cannon forward and lift them up, which is really nice. And one of the little facts is, these are the ones where you can pull the back of the cannon back and it fires the cannonballs. And they initially did that in the US, but after a while, because of health and safety, they actually removed that feature, but they kept it in the UK and in Europe. There's another couple of red kind of doors at the bottom that go into storage areas that you don't really use. Oh, and one of the other things is we actually have an anchor here at the front. I don't know if you spotted that, and that's operated with this little reel that's on the inside, so you can actually bring that in. We've got a couple of doors into the captain's cabin, which we'll have a look at shortly. Other than that, we've got the captain here with his parrot. Let me see if I can bring the captain there with his parrot. We've got the ship's wheel and, you know, other details. Now I wanted to show you the rear. So we do have a rudder, and I just look at that fine detail at the rear of this ship, which is absolutely lovely. Now there's 2 ways to have a look inside the cabin. One way is we can just move this part out of the way, and you can lift this whole section up to have a look down, which is very cool. But also what you can do is lift this little catch up at the back, and that allows you to pull the whole rear section down. And then when you look inside, you've got the captain's cabin there, a map. There's another treasure chest and like a goblet there. So that's really cool to enable you to look inside. Other than that, we've got lots of weapons scattered around. We've got torches. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the features, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do next is the reverse speed build, and what I mean by that is I'm taking this model apart for storage and rotation. So I take it apart kind of as quickly as I can, but what I'll do is I'll reverse the footage, so for you it will actually be getting built but kind of in a reverse motion, which is a little bit different to having the manual out and trying to do it step by step. So if you're interested in watching the reverse speed build, that's going to come up right now. Okay, if you hung around, it's time for the reverse speed build. I'll put the timer there, although it's going to be in reverse when you watch this. And I won't be using the top-down camera. I just find like you don't really gain much from it. The top-down doesn't really show you the deconstruction. And then when I finish, I'll come back to you, but it will be with all the pieces on like down and how long it took, and we'll just have a final wrap up. Right, and there we go. It was 26 minutes to take apart, although in this one I didn't fully take it apart. There's still a lot of sections where it's all chunked together. That's just for your benefit, because what I'm going to have to go and do is break it apart completely to do a parts check ready for it to get reboxed. I'd already spotted like a couple of discoloured pieces and a couple of pieces that weren't quite right, so I'm going to do that. But if you hung around till this long, you're an absolute legend, and if you aren't already, feel free to click the subscribe button, because I've got lots more of my retro Lego sets that I'm going to be doing a review of before I break down, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. In the meantime, there'll be a video up there that you'll like, or a playlist up there. Until the next one, all the best, take care, and see ya.